Hi folks, this is Dr. Don. I'm back here for part 2 of our walkthrough on the Module 3 or Lab 3 rehearses. And I left you here in the last video talking about you would knit to a Word document, even though you'll see throughout Canvas PDF. Remember that can cause more problems when you try to knit. I would recommend knitting to Word. It'll be just fine to submit those. If you can knit to PDF and you want to spend some time on it, those are more transferable. Some operating systems don't like Word, like Macs, for example, like a PDF better. But in our class, you can just knit to Word. The way you get to the lab is kind of well hidden. We need to do a better job in this course. The access there is right here in this little image, this little bitty orange click to access, and it takes you to that particular lab's overview page. This particular overview doesn't tell you a whole lot. You can pretty much scan that real quickly and click on the next page to take you to rehearse 1. What I like to do is when I get to rehearse 1, I will click on this home tab and open up the home page. And that gives me a quick way to jump around in case I need to go back. Particularly when you get into some of the remixes, it may say go back to lab 5 and find a code chunk. So I keep that open, and since I don't need the Canvas course anymore, I'm going to close that and get it out of the way. I like to have as few tabs open as possible in one window, only stuff that I need. I finished with the overview so I can get that out of the way. And now I've got the home page, which you occasionally need, rehearse 1, rehearse 2, and the remix. First thing I got to do is to create, the lab, and so I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to pause the video here because it takes a couple minutes for the lab to open up in Posit Cloud. Okay, the lab is open in Posit Cloud. You can see it's up here in your workspace, and this is called Lab 3 Distributions. And what's the first thing you've got to do? Never forget this. Go over here. That little temporary copy red is a warning sign. I want to save a permanent copy of this workspace. Do that right away. Otherwise, you may spend an hour working and get your rehearse 1, your rehearse 2 done, and you take a coffee break and you come back and it's all gone because it timed out and you didn't save a copy and you've got to start over. So important first step, always save a copy. For me, the second thing I do is I like to make backup copies of these clean, pristine worksheets before I start. I occasionally mess up something terrible, and instead of if I don't have a fresh copy, I've got to go back and create another version of the lab, and that takes a lot of time. So what I do is I click in here, right there, put a little check, wrong one, check mark by rehearse 1, then I go over here to the more menu, the little blue icon there, drop down and click on copy. And it offers up the name, copy of lab, so I say okay. And the first time you do that, you'll see the one there. Then when I go to the next lab, rehearse 2, and I go to copy, sometimes you don't see it, but it's there. When you refresh, you'll see it. So I'm going to do it one more time for the remix, more, copy, okay. Now if I refresh this a little bit, now you can see I've got those 3 copies up there. If I ever need a clean one, I've got a copy there. So the first thing you do would be to start on rehearse 1, and you would go in here and put in your name and the date. I'm just going to change this date 6/15/25. Okay, once you start making changes, remember to get in the habit of save frequently. Okay, so whenever you change a document, you'll notice the title changes to red. It's got an asterisk by it. So you can save it and you should save it. You can either use this little disk icon which says Save Current Document, or you can go up into the main menu up here. That's that same one that saves that current document. I like to use this Save All Open Documents. Everything you've got here in the editor window will be, if you make changes, you click on Save All Documents. That's saved me a lot of heartache over the time. So I always save these things frequently. And what I actually do sometimes, if I've got a lot done and I like it, and I'm afraid I may mess something up, I will save this file, Save As, and I may go put my cursor right there in front of the little dot, and I'll say version 1. And I'll save that. And then that's a copy that I can back up. You can see it's renamed there, so I can, if I want, go back here to keep working, and then the next time I save, I'll save it as version 2, version 3, version 4, and so I'll be able to do things there. All right, so the first thing we got to do is load the libraries, and I need to go back to rehearse 1, and it looks like I've closed that out, so that's why I need this. I go back to rehearse 1, open it up, and I'm going to find lab 2, didn't I? I clicked on the wrong lab. Lab 3, rehearse 1, and copy these, and then I go back into my Posit Cloud, put my cursor there, Control V, and then run that code chunk. One final thing I want to show you here, because everything else on the rehearse is just copy and paste and run, copy, paste, and run. There are a couple of run buttons here. One is that one, which is just runs the current chunk, the chunk that you're in. The other one is the run all chunks above. I get in the habit of frequently running all chunks above, because particularly when I take a coffee break or whatever, I come back and I'll forget to run a chunk, and then I'll work, and then when I get ready to knit, I'll get an error message saying something's missing. So use that run all above. It's a neat little thing. It doesn't take long to run all the code chunks, but it will save you some headache down the way. So I'm going to start here on this one, and then the rehearse 2, same basic process. I'll jump to a video. We'll do a walkthrough on Remix 3. See you then.